الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ساری جنت میں رسول ازلی لکھا ہے، ساری جنت میں رسول ازلی لکھا ہے، ڈالی ڈالی پہ علی اور ولی لکھا ہے، سب پتوں پہ حسن اور کلی پر زہرا، سرخ و پھولوں پہ حسین بن علی لکھا ہے، ساری جنت میں رسول ازلی لکھا ہے، ڈال ڈالی علی اور ولی لکھا ہے، سبز پتوں پہ حسن اور کلی پر زہرا، سرخ پھولوں پہ حسین بن علی لکھا ہے۔ صلوات پڑھ دیں۔
Discussions, I've been requested by Maulana Jafar Abbas to make an announcement that they publish a magazine, a fortnightly magazine called Madinatul Ilm. I saw a copy of it, extremely useful, valuable magazine published from Lucknow, and the yearly subscription, he said, was 175 rupees. People wishing to subscribe to that very useful magazine can do so even from the people in charge in this mosque. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Compassionate, all praises to Allah, the Creator of the universes and their Sustainer, the Provider of believers and unbelievers. And may His choicest blessings be on the seal of His prophets, the last of His messengers and His holy progeny, and in particular may His incessant blessings ever continue to flow on the seventh successor to the holy prophet, on Imam Musa al-Kadhim salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi. I was in some difficulties as to when I should deal with a particular episode which I think is too important to miss out in our sittings. Originally my thought went to leaving it till tomorrow, as it is connected with our discussions for tomorrow. But I then fear that tomorrow will be a restricted evening, a lot of information to be squeezed in a shorter time because it will be Laylatul Ashura also. So I wish to set it out today. Again, an episode which covers a number of angles in one go. It's the situation that arose very soon after the martyrdom of the 6th Imam alayhi salam. Now we saw how Ja'far al-Mansur was after his neck, and indeed after the neck of any successor. This is why he wanted to know who the successor was, and that is why Imam Sadiq alayhi salam made in his will 5 trustees. 5 trustees Mansur, the governor of Medina, Muhammad bin Sulaiman, his widow, Hamida, and the two sons, Al-Kadhim alayhi salam and Abdullah, Hazrat Abdullah. And I made the point then, you remember, that Ismail was then alive. He passed away only 3 years before the martyrdom of the sixth Imam alayhi salam, but Ismail was not included in it at all, also proving that Ismail had predeceased Imam Ja'far Sadiq alayhi salam. However, the idea was that because the sixth Imam alayhi salam knew that his successor would be killed by Ja'far Mansur, he therefore decided to make a will of that nature. People therefore were not sure who the successor was, and two of the companions of the sixth Imam alayhi salam traveled to Medina, Hisham bin Salim and Mahmud and Muhammad bin Nu'man. They traveled into Medina to make inquiries, and when they came, they discovered that Abdullah is the person meeting people, because Abdullah did not have any fear of oppression from Mansur. They visited him, found him very unsatisfactory, asked him questions. There were rumors that he was following the faith of the Murji'ats. They asked him on zakat, what is the zakat on 200? And he answered them 5 dirhams. And then when he answered the question, they said, this is the thought of the Murji'ats, not the Shi'ats. And he said, well, I don't even know who Murji'ats are, so how can I know what their beliefs were? And Hisham and Muhammad bin Nu'man immediately realized that if it's a person who does not even know who Murji'ats are and what their faith is, he can't possibly be an Imam. They just walked out. But as they walked out, they said to themselves, what a state of confusion. I find that a very interesting comment. But let me finish the comment and then make my comment, their comment. Their comment was, what a state of confusion. What shall we do now? Shall we join the Murji'ats? Shall we join the Qaradiyats? Shall we join the Muntazilis? Shall we join the Zaydis? Whom do we join? It's interesting, because we tend to think like that sometimes when we get confused about the mujtahideen and the state of the ghaibah of the Imam alayhi salam. But truly, the Imam alayhi salam in ghaibah guides whosoever needs sincere guidance. That is the important point. If we are sincere in our affliction and in our confusion, and if we are sincere in the grief that state of affairs creates, then for sure the Imam alayhi salam guides, as this particular episode will disclose. This is why I said it's an episode which covers a number of areas relevant to us today. When this thought occurred to them, and just as this thought occurred to them, now who do we follow? Suddenly, Hisham says he saw a venerable person who signaled to him to go near him. The immediate reaction of Hisham was that this was a spy from Mansur, because Mansur had kept his spies all over to check who goes to the house of Al-Kadhim alayhi salam, who is the follower of Al-Kadhim alayhi salam. Hisham said, I suspected that was the man. So I immediately signaled to my friend, nicknamed Ahwal, that was really Muhammad bin Nu'man, saying, oh Ahwal, you now keep away from me. Let us pretend that we are two different people. He's caught me, he's beckoned me. I'll go to him so that at least one of us two does respond to him and he does not chase the other one. You then go away from here and be in safety. Ahwal says, I don't think it's as easy as that, but I'll try. And if he calls me and catches me, I'll say, I thought he only called you. And he went away from Hisham. Hisham followed the man turns back, sees Hisham following him, moves on, comes to the house of As-Sadiq alayhi salam and signals to him to enter the house. Hisham in two minds, happy to enter the house because he knew it was the house of Al-Kadhib, unhappy to enter because he didn't know who was there to catch him the moment he enters. But as he is standing on the doorstep, in this bewilderment, few seconds, suddenly a servant appears and says, Hisham, come in. This is the house you want to come into. Hisham knows this is more than he feared, being told this is the house you want to come into. And he said, more likely than not, on balance, this is the call from the Imam alayhi salam, from Al-Kadhim alayhi salam, rather than a spy of Mansur. He enters the house. And he enters the house, the servant straight away takes him to Al-Kadhim alayhi salam. There the Imam alayhi salam was sitting. He greets the Imam replies, and before he says anything, the Imam alayhi salam says to him, "Oh Hisham, not to the Qaradites, not to the Murjites, not to the Zaydis, not to the Musta'alis, to none of them. To me, O Hisham, to me." And Hisham knew, he got his answer there. But still in a state of bewilderment, he hadn't gathered himself. He sits himself and says, "My condolences, I've got the news that your illustrious father has passed away." And the Imam alayhi salam says, "Yes," such as he has left us through death. And the Imam alayhi salam says, "Yes." So that was confirmed. And he says, "Well, who is his successor? Who is the Imam after him?" And the Imam alayhi salam says, "Oh Hisham, Allah, insha'Allah, will guide you towards the true Imam." Now, those words are of the essence. If one sincerely is looking for guidance to the right Imam alayhi salam, Allah provides that guidance, and in numerous ways, in miraculous ways. Hisham says, "I went to Abdullah and I did not find him satisfactory. He was not able to answer my questions." And the Imam alayhi salam says, "Abdullah, my brother, does not intend that Allah should be worshipped as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deserves." So Hisham knew exactly that his previous decision regarding Abdullah was correct. Ismail